thinking of informational cleanliness or something like this. Okay, so context. I got this audio message sent to me by a teacher.
Buenas noches, chicas. Os mando este audio. Nada, por lo que me ha pasado esta tarde, que pues, alguna vez os pasa que sepáis más sobre cómo actuar, que vaya, es una tontería, pero bueno, yo os lo mando por aquí por si acaso. Pues nada, esta tarde he recibido un bizum de 100 euros, que me han dicho que era otra persona que tengo que comprar a minuto. Me ha mandado un WhatsApp de que se había equivocado.
Okay, it's in Spanish, so you probably don't give a shit. So it's one of those. It's an audio by a woman who I don't know, I don't know, and she says that she received like a Venmo of $100, and she's like, yeah, I guess raising awareness on this kind of, I don't know how to call it, like scam or something like this. And yeah, she says essentially that she went to the police station to, yeah, and to like denounce this thing, and yeah, then the police told her that yeah, she did the right thing, because it's like if you send her like a Venmo back, it's like she has your information or something, and if you don't send her anything back, you took like her $100 from the scammer or something like this. So it's like the right thing is to like go to whatever to like say that happened. And I don't know if any of this is true or not. That's the thing, right? And I was thinking of informational diet and like virality of these kind of shitty texts. Like, what makes them go viral, right? And in my head I was thinking something like, okay, because for example, this text was sent to me by a teacher from middle school that I like, right? She's a teacher that I like, that I respected a lot then, and still respect her now, and she's a great person in my opinion. But she always sends like these texts, and I'm like, okay, so in her mind, why do I send these things, right? And it's like the thing being discussed in this thing is like serious enough, I guess. It's like warning you of a scam. So I assume that she's doing it in like best interest type of shit, right? It's like, whoa, this is kind of a scam. I should let everyone in my contacts know, right? And yeah, this is a group. It's a group chat with like a lot of previous pupils, teachers, a lot of students, a lot of previous students, and her, which is the teacher. And yeah, essentially that group is pretty silent most of the time. I think a while ago people like organized meetups and all that, but yeah, lately it's pretty silent. And sometimes she's like the most active member, I guess, because she's the teacher, and like every one of us, it's like, I guess, in there because of her, and more than the other members, because I guess we have each other on like Instagram and all that shit, so we see each other there. I don't know, and also because I guess we're part of like different friend groups or whatever. Okay, so she usually sends like this, I guess, helpful stuff, like for example, job offers, like in our area, because we're from a small town, and yeah, she usually sends like job offers from there or whatever. I obviously ignore them because because of reasons that you may know if you follow the channel. And but yeah, the most of the content is like that, job offers, like interesting positions or whatever, and sometimes it's like usually like also part-time stuff, and these kind of I guess viral audios or something like this, right? And I'm like, okay, so in my opinion, it's probably like she's like doing her best, like she's trying to be like the most helpful, I guess, right? Because she sends like these job offers to like people who may need them or whatever, and yeah, she like, I guess, with these audios or whatever, tries to warn people about the thing being communicated in here, right? And the thing is that, for example, in this case, I don't trust any of this shit, right? I don't trust a fucking audio with a voice of a woman that I've never heard of in my life telling me about something, right? I'm not sure if she trusts her or if it's an audio that has been just disseminated and who I don't know where it started. In WhatsApp, you have like this forwarded, and then you have something that says forwarded a lot of times. And in this case, it just says forwarded. But there are the ways to bypass the forwarding, I guess. So I'm not sure what's going on. And also, even if she trusts her, I'm not sure if I trust the double, like if I trust two jumps in this thing, right? I'm not sure what's going on. Like, for example, if she talks about Guardia Civil or, for example, our police or our gendarmerie or whatever, then I'm like, okay, so then fucking send me an official link by Guardia Civil that says these scams are popular, right? Don't send me the audio of your friend, right? And I wanted to like think as to why does this shit get viral, right? Like, why do people trust this voice of someone random over, I guess, the official website of the Guardia Civil or the official website of the Spanish National Police or something like this? Or like, why, if, I don't know. It's like, is it because the official website of the National Police is not updated often enough for it to have these more recent crimes? In this audio in particular, that shouldn't be the case, because the audio itself says that the Guardia Civil has told the woman in the audio that she is right? That she did the right thing by going to the Guardia Civil and by whatever. So, I assume the Guardia Civil has that knowledge. Is it just staying in the station? Is it not put outwards? Why is the Guardia Civil relying on these fucking unreliable narrators? This is kind of my question. I'm like, this is what is going on in my thinking process. It's like, I ignore this shit, right? Usually I ignore this shit. And it's not like I get one message per day by her or something. It's like once every couple of months, maybe, something like this. That's why I don't give a shit, right? I'm also not in groups with my family, like my extended family or whatever. So I don't get that kind of inbound messaging really in my life. But when I do get it, I'm like, bro, why? Because I assume that there must be people who are like getting it every fucking day or something like this, who are getting like the good morning text with her grandma, and then she sends like a couple of these scam, careful with this scam type of messages, right? I assume something like this must be going on. And yeah, and I don't know. I'm like, so if like, what about my information digestion? Like, I wanted to say, like, think about one. What about my particular information diet or like information trusting system or whatever allows me to be able to be like, this is bullshit, and other people are like, this is actually really important and should be forwarded to other people, right? Like, what's the difference between me, who I wouldn't even like consider resending this type of shit to anyone else, versus the people who do, right? And one thing is like, I don't know, maybe because I know that she does it in a good place, from a place of good heart, right? But like, I don't consider myself like a bad-hearted person, right? I'm not like, oh, I just heard about this scam, I'm going to like prevent them from getting the information, right? So they get scammed. No, I'm like, no, I simply won't forward this because I don't trust this unreliable narrator, in my opinion, right? So maybe it's like she's doing a bad job at communicating the trust that she has on this reliable narrator for her to us, right? Maybe this is one thing that could be happening. maybe another thing that could be happening, it's like she has a higher amount of trust in general for this kind of messaging than I do, right? Maybe she trusts more messages in either from like coming from either a channel, a particular channel. Maybe it's an audio that was recent to her friend group or to a teacher group or something like this that made her really, I don't know, that she trusts. So she's like, oh, this is coming from my teacher's group. They know something, right? They are aware of stuff. I'm going to share this information, right? Maybe it's like because she has high amount of trust in where it comes from, or something like this. And another thing I thought of is like maybe she's like she doesn't exactly trust a lot something, like maybe it's she knows that it's like some recent audio and she's doesn't really, I don't know, she doesn't particularly trust a lot the people who she's receiving the audio from. Maybe she's like, it's from a teacher's group, but she's like, yeah, she knows that it's been recent there, right? It's not like a particular friend of hers got in this situation and she is particularly trying to give them her friends advice. No, she probably knows that it's some kind of viral audio or something, but she shares it because like the perception of annoying and perception of this could be life-saving is like she is very high ranking highly the life-saving part, and she's ranking very lowly the annoying part, right? And I think I am built different in that sense, right? I'm built opposite. I'm like, for me, this is like way more annoying than it is potentially life-saving, right? Because if I didn't know about this thing of I get sent money and I don't know, like I get sent money and someone contacts me then on WhatsApp and saying blah, 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 like the operational procedures that are mentioned in the audio, which are like something like don't send them anything or whatever. Like I would probably be like, the fuck? I would probably Google stuff. They say in the audio, they say like, don't download their images. If they send you images or documents, don't download them. And if they send you, and don't block them. They also said don't block them, right? So maybe I would operationally work different. Maybe I would block them, which is kind of against the audio, but like, I don't give a shit, right? Like, I would probably Google first what's happening, like something like getting a 100 euro Venmo scam or something like, right? I would Google that. So I would find the information myself first instead of like needing to rely on an outside system of continuous audio type feedback, right? I don't know. I feel like I trust more my ability to look for scam information online versus this kind of weak social ties. Maybe this is kind of my end of it. Maybe it's because in my case I feel the social ties as weak. Maybe she feels the social ties as higher. Maybe, I was talking about this kind of informational annoyance versus informational annoyance versus, what was the other thing? Like perception of risk, right? Maybe it's like, oh, this is a really dangerous scam, right? You could be getting really scammed. And I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't seem that dangerous to me, right? It seems like annoying to have it happen to you, but also like pretty like a non-issue, a mild issue, that doesn't warrant constant like making your overall information diet worse, right? Like I want my information to come from the places that are contaminated in the way that I like, for example, Twitter, or now called X, or maybe my parents, right? Or maybe friends that tell me, and I'm even like not even that trusting of that information coming from them, right? For example. So it's like, why? How can it's like not even like how can I change that or anything like that? It's just thinking of that. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to think about today. This is a video of my 100 video series. I think more, but I'm going to link a playlist like right around here about me thinking of stuff.